Hi everyone, welcome back once again in my YouTube channel. So guys, in this video I will discuss continuation part of last video. So I hope you remember it. So last video already have started one series for the constructor concept, right? So in the first video already I explained all the things about constructor. What is constructor, types of constructor, what purpose of constructor, use of constructor, right guys? So all the things I have already explained in first video. Who is coming directly this video, I would suggest you just go first video what I have already uploaded. You watch that video, then you will come to know all the things what constructor, then you will jump in this video. Okay, also I will suggest, also I will what request to all people, if you like the video guys, please like, subscribe my channel guys, and share among your friends, right? So by which they will get more benefited. So guys, in this video I will explain what our types of constructor. So I will explain default constructor and parameterized constructor. Guys, in this video completely I will explain with what theoretical as well as code base. So my main focus is code base guys. So how default constructor and parameterized constructor is working in our code base, right? So how these two concepts implementing in our code program or in project. So what's happened if we have default constructor, what happened, we need parameters constructor. So these two concepts I will explain end to end. So guys, don't skip the video, please watch entire video, then definitely you will have no any confusion. I hope you should not have any what confusion after watching this video. So guys, without any further delay, I will start this two concept. What is default constructor and how this behave in our code. Then second, what is parameter constructor, how this behaving in our code. These two concepts I will explain end to end. So guys, first I will explain what default constructor. Right? So copy this and come in our what this part, right? So first topic is what default constructor. Great. First I will define what is what default constructor. So definition by definition again for the default constructor. So guys, a constructor which doesn't have any parameter, the simple thing, a constructor which doesn't have any parameter, that is called a default constructor. I will show same thing in example as well, in code base as well get. So we can write get the constructor, right? The constructor which doesn't have what, doesn't have the, doesn't have what parameter here, parameter, or you can say argument, right? A constructor which doesn't have what, doesn't have any what parameter or argument, that is simply called what, that is simply called what guys, default what. So guys, what should be syntax for the default constructor? Okay? What should be the syntax of default constructor? So guys, we can write here syntax, right? Because guys, why I'm writing this thing, why I'm explaining this thing, because if you'll see in future as well this note, so you'll come to know, okay, this is the syntax, this is the definition, by which you will come to know very easily guys. That's why I'm explaining here syntax. Okay. What is syntax for? Default constructor, correct? Syntax for what? Syntax for default. Okay. So that thing we need to know. What is the syntax for that? Guys, see, concentrate here. So let's see. If you are going to get in default constructor, definitely first you should have one class, right? So I can mention here class, right? Class suppose A, right? So in that guy, in this class, definitely then you should have what? One constructor, right? One constructor. Guys, this is class. Guys, see, so same thing I mentioned. What is constructor, guy? So the constructor is a special method, right? See, every time I'm repeating guys this thing. So for your understanding purpose, right? So constructor is a what? A special type of method which name is same as class name. Okay? The constructor is a special type of method only guys, which name is same as class name. Okay? So guys, what your class name guy here? Class name is A, right? So same thing I am getting it, and I have told this is a special type of method. If it's a method, definitely you can do this what method signature, right? Right? Then guys, if this is a method, definitely it should have body, right? It may be concrete method, right? Right? This is guys, but it should have some body, right? Good. So guys, see, now this is a constructor. It is a special type of method, right? Which name is same as class name. I have done here, guys. Our motto is what? Default constructor. Our motto is guys default constructor. We are learning here default constructor. See guys, in this constructor, this is a constructor. Right? In this constructor, guys, you can see you don't have any parameter or argument. Do you have? No, at all, right? We don't have any argument and parameter, right? In this constructor, right? So guys, that's why guys it is called what? Default constructor. Because I can mention also here what? We don't have what? We don't have what parameter. Yes or no? Guys, we don't have any parameter. Okay? That is guys what? Default constructor. Right? Default constructor. Guys, see how I am explaining. So understanding purpose guys. So this is A. We don't have any parameter. That is it is default constructor. Okay? That is it is a special type of method. Okay? First you need to understand this thing. So what is default constructor? The constructor which doesn't have what? Any parameter, any argument. Parameter and argument both are same guy. Don't confuse. Okay? So we don't have any parameter. That is it is called default constructor. Okay? So guys, this thing will understand with our what? Code base. Then we'll come to know okay how this default constructor is behaving in our application, in our program. Guys, so we'll come here. Okay, so okay, so already I have explained guys yesterday what not in this last video. So what is constructor example first, right? So in the same package I will explain what about constructor by default, right? So default constructor I will create one class, right? Create class there. That class name is what? Default constructor example 2, right guys? Default constructor example 2. So guys, we should have one main method finish, right? So guys, with this we have created one what? Our class, right? So our class name get as per our example, right? So default constructor example 2, already I have one example, first example I have already discussed in last video guys. Again guys, I will request to you, the who is coming first time this video, please don't watch first video, this video guys. You watch first earlier video what I uploaded is constructor example 1, then you come to know this example guys. Okay, so first I will suggest you, you just go watch first video, then you will jump in second video, then your clarity will be what, clear. So guys, see, now I'm going to explain here what default constructor. So what I've explained syntax wise guys, so how it is behaving in our code, so same thing I'm explaining here. So please be concentrate. If you concentrate, so definitely I hope you should not have any confusion in future guys. Okay, so guys, see, first I will create one class. I will create one class guys. So from this class I will call this respective function guys, method. So guys, I will create one class A. Okay, okay, I will get class test. Okay, in this test guy I will create one constructor guy. I will create one constructor guy. So you know very well, no need to explain now. So the constructor name should be same as class name. So our class name get test, right? And created test. I have done the method signature. Already I mentioned you, constructor is also one type of what? One type of a special method, right? This is a type of what? A special method, right? And also guys, I have explained in last video, so constructor doesn't have any return type. You can see guys here, constructor doesn't have any return type, even void as well, even void as well. We are not giving return type, even void also, right guys? So guys, in this constructor, what we are explaining guys, what we are learning here, so default constructor, right? So guys, you can see in this constructor guys, this is a special type of method, right? So tell me, are we passing any parameter here? Are you passing any parameter, any argument guys? No guys, that is, it is what, default, right? That is default constructor guys. That's why it is default constructor. We are telling, right? We are telling what? This is default constructor. Right? Okay. So guys, you understood. I hope you understood. This is a default constructor. Right? Guys, now in this class, I will create some instance variable guys. I will create some instance variable. So guys, int a, then get a string b, okay, and get, I will take some boolean value for understanding purpose here. So boolean, that is c, okay. So this all the primitive what data type we have taken, right? Okay, so these all are the primitive data type we have taken, right? Int a, string b, and boolean c. Okay, same the instance variable I am going to get here initialize. I'm going to initialize here guys. So a equals to, suppose guys, if I am giving here 100, okay, a equals to 100, and guys under the string I am going to store, suppose what, Java, what, Java mind, what, okay, this is our string value, right? Okay. Then we have taken one boolean value, right? So I can take that c equals to what, true, because we know very well, right? So boolean is storing our true and false value only. Okay, I hope you understood. Okay, see guys, very simple example. Okay, if you concentrate, then we will what, it's become very easy. If you don't concentrate, okay, then it becomes complex. So guys, I I've initialized all the what instance variable what I have taken, right, int a, string b, in boolean c, right. After that guy, if I want to display this fields, right, definitely I will take one display method. So I'm taking a here, suppose void display, right. I'm taking a method that is void display. Inside we are going to display our what we have initialized in the constructor, okay. So guys, see how I'm going to print sys out, right. In that I'm going to print get a, yes, then some space guy, right. Then guy we are going to print our value b, then we should have some what, then we can print what, c, right, right. I'm going to print here a, then b, then c, right guy. I have understood this thing, right. Okay, so I'm printing this our fields, right. So a, b and c get, right guy. So guy, how we are going to call this method, how we're going to call this method, and how we're going to initialize this constructor field guide. Okay, so guys, for this purpose, under our main method guide, we need to create the object, right. So while creating the object, it will initialize the what value, this thing we know. So here this is our creation of object. See, if I'm going to create the object, right, so we can not our a, because this time we have taken what our class name guy, what, test, right. So we are going to test, we are going to create the what object and initializing the our what value, right. So guys, for the purpose we are going to what initialize the object get. For that purpose we are creating what test constructor, right. So guys, already I mentioned you what is the main purpose of what constructor. It is initialize the object, right. It is initialize the object while creating the initialize the object while creating the object, right. See guys, so this thing guy we can what store in our one reference variable, right. Suppose our class name is guy test, right. So test what, and this is guy reference, right. So test reference equals to guy what new what our constructor, right. So guys, see this is the our constructor, right. This is our new. So guys, with the help of new guy, what it does, so with the help of new guy, it will create the object, it will create the object, and it will with this guy it will initialize the our what value, right. Yes or no guys. So that thing I hope we understood, right. So guys, after that we can get call what reference dot which method get display method, right. So we can see get here we have display method, right, display, right. So that thing we have done, right. So after writing this code guy, we can run the application, we'll see the our output, what output is coming guy, it's coming expected or not, right. So our expectation guy, what it should be get, our expectation should be that it should print our value, right. It should print our value. So what value get we have taken here, so we have taken what a b c, right. A b c we have taken here, right. So it will print get what, it will print get 100 German Techie and true. So guys, let's see what result it is printing. Run as Java application. Guys, see what's it printing, 100 Java main techie and true. Yes or no? So guys, these three value we have declared, right? Yes or no? Okay, these three values we have declared. Okay, also you can say, see, suppose if I'm going to here give you a false, right? So it is printing or not, we'll see. Run as Java application. Guys, last time we have seen true, now this time we can see false. So guys, what we have understood, this is working as expected. Yes or no? This is working as expected. When we are going to create the object, then we are what? Create the object, that time it is initializing the instance variable, right? Yes or no? So what we have declared 100 Java main techie and a false. Okay. When you're going to create the object, that what constructor is calling, right? Constructor is calling by default. Okay, guys. So guys, that thing we have seen here, right? Now guys, our main motto for understanding what. So guys, see, if I am going to comment this thing, if I am going to comment this thing, guys, then what should be the result? That thing our main motto. Okay, for understanding, if I am going to comment this thing, if I am going to comment this thing, then what it will give the output guy. Yes or no? So we'll see guy, it will give default value of instance variable or how it is. So guys, run the application. Okay, see the result. See guys, it's coming 0, null, false. Even it's calling it, even after commenting this test constructor, right? That is by default constructor, right? So what Java compiler is doing, so if we are not created this default constructor by our side, by explicitly, so JVM so means Java compiler internally creating one default constructor. But what it is doing, it is assigning the default value what we have created here in the instance variable. In instance variable guy, we have created what? Int. So what is the default value of int? 0. What is the default value of a string? Null. What is default value of boolean? False. See here, sometime in the question may ask what is default value of these all three primitive. So you will come to know this thing guy. So if you are not assigning any value for instance variable, then what the value what is generating by Java compiler by default? This thing guy. Yes or no? These three things they are going to provide you by default. So guys, what we understood here? So if we are not creating any constructor, if you are not creating any constructor, it may be default, it may be parameterized, right? Not parameterized, default. If you are not going to create any what constructor in your application, in your code, so Java compiler is creating one constructor, right? And it is assigning what? Default value. It is assigning default value. See, in last running the application, right? When I have see this time again, I will show you. Don't worry, I will show one thing as well. Now guys, see, if I have created this one, right? Already have created this one, right? Right? So if you created guy, if you created this one, right? Explicitly, right? This thing, this constructor we have created explicitly. Then guy, it giving the result as per our initialized value, right? Whatever you require, right? See, whatever the value you require corresponding, it will print the result. Yes or no? You can see guys here, it will print 100 Java mind Techie false. But if you are not defining, if you are not defining this constructor, means what? If you are not defining this thing means what? It will print. It will print, but as per their what? By default value. As per their by default value. What is the by default value of int? 0, string, null, boolean, false. Okay, that is called our default constructor. Okay. So guys, so main purpose of constructor is what? Initialize the object. Keep in mind guys. Just this thing only you keep in mind. So what? The main purpose of constructor is what? Initialize the object. Right guys? That thing guys about our default constructor. So I hope you understood. So if we are going to give what? Your constructor, so that means it will print as per your what? Initialized value. Whatever the value you initialized, that value it will print. If suppose if you are not what writing the default constructor explicitly, right, that means Java compiler will create one by default constructor and it will print with by default value for respective instance variable. Right? I hope you understood this thing clearly. Now guys, I will jump into our second topic, that is guys what? Parameterized constructor, right? That thing guys, second one, what is parameterized constructor? So what is parameterized constructor, how it's behaving in our code, that thing now I'm going to explain. Be concentrate here guys. Okay, second guys, that is parameterized constructor in Java. This is very important, which is we are using in frequently in our application guys. This parameter constructor we are using frequently in our application. Correct guys? So guys, first let's understand what is parameter constructor, right? Then we'll come to know further concept. So guys, first we'll understand what is the definition for that. What? So the constructor which have guys, see, which have constructor guys which have what? Parameter and argument, right? The constructor guy which have what? The constructor which have parameter or argument, that is simply called what? Simply called guy what? Parameter constructor. Or also you can say what? The constructor through which we can pass. Also again I can add in different way, or what? The constructor guy what? Or what? A constructor, a constructor through which what? Through which guy what? Through which we can pass guy what? We can pass what? One or more parameter, parameter or guy, that is argument. Parameter argument both are same, right? Consider through which we can pass one or more parameter or argument, that is what? That is simply called what? Simply get what called get parameterized constructor. Good guy? I hope you understood clearly. You should not have any confusion, right? Simply called parameterized constructor. Good? Get this definition you should remember, or you need to keep in mind. What? A constructor through which we can pass one or more parameter argument, that is called what? That is simply called parameter constructor. What? a constructor through which we can pass one or more parameter in program. That is simply called a parameter constructor. Correct, guys? Then guys, what should be the syntax? Right? Then what should be the syntax for what? Parameter constructor. So already you have seen here what is the syntax of default constructor. Same guys, we can understand here what is the what is the syntax for parameters constructor. Correct guys? What is the syntax for parameters constructor? That thing will understand. Okay guys, see, concentrate guys. So what I'm going to write here is very important, but it's very simple guys. So guys, same thing I will copy here. Slightly we need to change guys. So guys, you can see. So you have got one class, right? So already I mentioned you, if you need any constructor, definitely you should have one class. So I have created a class A. Good guys, see. And guys, so what I have to, what is constructor? Constructor is a special type of method, okay, which name is same as class name. This thing also done. Good, okay. But guys, in this comment we are going to explain what. So in the constructor, already I mentioned guys, a constructor through which we can pass one or more parameter. Suppose guys, in this special method, if I am going to pass int x comma int y, int x comma int y. So what it does mean guys? What it does? So guys, I have passing here two parameters. I have told it may be one parameter or more than one parameter, one or more. So I am passing here more than one parameter and defining the type of this parameter. These two things keep in mind guys. I am passing the parameter with the type as well. So what is the type of this parameter? Okay. So if you can see such type of what? Such type of what? Declaration in your class. So first thing guys, this is the name, the constructor name is same as class name, first thing. And if you can see, if you are going to pass any value in this what method signature, right, then you come to know, okay, this is a parameter constructor. In last example what you have seen, that is you are going to use one constructor, but what, you are not passing any value, any argument, any parameter, correct? That is a default constructor. Even if you are creating or not, Java compile is creating one by default constructor internally. If you are going to create what, your constructor, that means you are going to override the default value whatever the JVM is creating, Java compile is creating, correct? But if you are creating here parameters constructor, means definitely as per your requirement what the value you need to take and you want to initialize at runtime, correct guys? I hope you understood. So if you are going to create parameters constructor, definitely it's required, it's your requirement. That's why you're going to create the what, parameters constructor, and you're going to initialize the variable, right? So guys, we don't have any parameter, this is guys, no need. So we have, you can write here, you have parameter, right? We have parameter, that is guys, it is what, not a default, it will be parameter, right? Okay, that is the our syntax guys, what you should know. Okay, I hope you understood. So if you're going to pass some argument or a parameter, so that is called parameter constructor, right? So we have parameter, that is, it is, that is guys, that is, it is called what, parameter constructor. I hope guys you understood this thing. But guys, I will explain all the things with our code base. Then we'll come to know very confidently, and you can explain to anyone confidently how this concept is behaving in terms of our code. Good guys. So now we'll jump into our code base guys. So guys, I will create third example, right? Example I will create. So I will come here guys and I will create one class, right guys? So guys, that is parameter, right? So parameter Parameterized constructor, parameter constructor example 3, right? This is our third example, right? Main method finish. Then you can see we have one class, right? That is get name of the class is parameterized constructor example 3. Right? Now same way I will create one class, right? The class will get suppose test only, right? So parameterized parameters test. So I have created one parameters test class. Okay. So guys, then what I have told. So second thing, we need to create one constructor. Constructor is a special type of method which name is same as class name. So guys, blindly we can copy this name of the class and we can copy this name of the class and what create one constructor with same name, right? Guys, this is a special type of method, right? Then guys, we will have, if this is a method, definitely we should have body for this constructor, right guys? Now, so already I mentioned, if this is parameterized constructor, how you will come to know this is a parameterized constructor. So the constructor which the constructor through which we are going to pass some parameter or argument, right? That is called parameterized constructor. So we need to pass get some parameter here. Suppose I am passing again int a and int b. Okay, I have created some parameter. I am passing some parameter int a, int b. Okay, before this I will initialize some instance variable, right? So guys, see, I can create some instance variable. Suppose get int x and int x comma y. Okay, this thing I have created int x. So guys, in this parameters constructor, okay, I have passed int a, int b. Okay, and guys, second thing. Now, if I am going to print this result, if you want to show the result, so we need to get one method again. We need to get one normal method. Suppose I am creating a void show. So we have to show this value, right? So guys, I have created one method. Okay, this is a normal method. This is not a any special method. Just okay. If I am going to create, if I am going to create to print this value, right? Then we need to call this show method. Correct guys? Okay. So guys, see now if I am going to assign this value, right? Suppose, so if I am going to assign value here, so if we can write here x equals to a, yes or no. We can write this value what we can get from the user, right? While calling this constructor, then it will take the value and store into the x, yes or no. Same thing here, I can take here y equals to b, yes or no. Simple. Same thing. So if I am going to take the value from the end user, so b while initializing the while calling the constructor, it will hold this value b into the y. Correct guys? Yes. So guys, now what I can do? So how I am going to print this value? So I am going to write sysout, right? And we need to print the value of x and y. So x guys, and then we can print the y value, right? Then y. Okay, now this is done, right? So it's very simple guy. I have created one class, then I have created one parameters constructor. Means we need to pass some parameter, so I have passed accordingly, right? Then I have created one instance variable where I need to store this value, right? So I am store this value in x in y. So that purpose I have created in x in y, okay? And that thing I am going to print with the help of show method. Now guys, I will call the constructor, right? I will call the constructor. So what we know, guys, when you're going to create the object, that it will call the constructor. So guys, new, right? So our constructor name is, guys, this one, right? Yes or no? So we'll call the constructor, right? Right? Yes. So guys, this thing we are going to store some places, right? So our class is, get this one, and get ref. Okay. Why it's showing? Okay, yeah, I will show it. I will tell you guys what is switch coming here. See guys, so this parameters constructor, right? This is a parameters constructor. So guys, it expect the value. So while it's calling, once you're going to create the create this object, okay, for this parameter this class, so it expect, so when we're going to create the object, it will call the constructor. So what is the signature of parameters constructor, what we have implemented in our code? So guys, that is a signature, right? That is the signature. It expect these two value, these two parameter. You can see guys, if you put cursor on that, you can see add argument match parameter test int. Yes or no? Because I have taken two integer value in the parameters constructor, right? We have taken two parameter, right? So it expect add, it is telling clearly add argument to match parameters test, right? So guys, so I am going to pass here two value, right? I'm going to pass here two value, right? If I'm going to pass here 100 and 1000, see guys, now error has removed, right? Error has removed. So guys, when it will call the constructor, when you're going to create the object, that time it will call the constructor and initialize the value. What I have told, what is the main purpose of constructor? So guys, constructor is used to initialize the object. Yes or no? It initialize the object, right? So it will initialize 100 1000. See, 100 is the value of a value, guys. So it will take from this constructor 100 and it will hold to the x value, and it will take 1000 as an argument b and it will hold into the y. And when I'm going to call this method, it will print these two respective value 100 1000. So how we are going to call this show method, guys? So for that purpose, guys, we need to create what? Object, right? Already we have created the object, we need to call this show method. So guys, you can see here ref dot, you can see show method, there are not, definitely it should be show method, there are show method. So we can call this show method. If we are going to call this show method, that means it will print this value of x and y. See guys, simply, so when it will call a constructor, so it will pass this value a b, as a is 100, b is 1000, right? Once the value we have assigned into the x, right, then we are going to call. So now after assigning the value, it will hold into the ref. Yes or no? So once we have the value 100 and 1000, so we are going to call with the reference of this parameters this class object, right? It is called ref.show. So ref.show means what? This method will be called, right? So in ref we have the value of 100 and 1000, so it will print 100 and 1000. Okay, we can see after running the application the result is coming properly or not. First we can see this result is coming properly or not, then I will explain some more thing on that. So first run as Java application. Okay, you're confusing something, what is that? No problem. Okay, you can see what the result is printing, guys. 100 1000. Yes or no? So guys, how it is printing, how it is printing the value, guys, how it is printing the value. Good guys, I hope you understood. So how, when it is what, when constructor is calling, guys, right? So it will pass this value a as a 100, b as a 1000. Okay, then this two value will store into our, it hold into the this variable what we have created x and y. correct? And this x and y we are going to print when we are going to call the respective method. Okay, this thing you understood, correct guys? So guys, one more thing. So this is generally asked in interview. So what one question guys, the question guys, so can we create more than one parameters considered in our class? Okay, what the question is, can we create more than one parameterized constructor in our class? This question may asked in the interview room by the interviewer. What is the question guys? Can you create more than one parameters constructor in your class? So guys, yes. The answer should be guys, yes. Obviously, we can create, but when? So guys, but one thing keep in mind: the type of parameters should not be same guys. See, I am writing here at int a, int b. So if you are going to create same constructor with same parameter, it should not be there, because I will explain this concept in what polymorphism, that is method overloading. I will explain this thing as well in coming class when I will start our polymorphism oops concept, that is method overloading. Okay, then I will explain this thing. But as of now, what I have told, so we can create what constructor, right? You can create more than one constructor in our class, but one condition keep in mind, one thing you should keep in mind, what the type, the type parameter, the type of parameter should not be same. Suppose int a, int b should not be same. We can pass int a then a string b. Okay, means type of the parameter we need to change, correct guys? So I will explain this thing as well here. So guys, see carefully. So I am creating one parameters consider only. Okay, so this place I am passing here what, a string b. What again? I am passing here a string b, a string b guys. So let's see, if I am passing a string b, okay, so this time we need to what, so we can remove this thing as well. I am going that directly I will print this thing guys. I will not initialize it, directly I will print this thing. So I have created guys that one parameters constraint, right? So if I am going to print guys sys out, right, and then guys what is the a value? A is guys our integer, so we can write directly a here, right? Then guys our this value guys, it should be a string, right? This value it is a string guys, correct? It should be a string. You can pass here b, correct guys? This is guys type of a string, correct? This thing you need to write guys. Then guys we need to what, initialize this two value guys, correct guys? So how can guys, you can see here. So if I'm going to create the object, correct? So first I will do this thing. Okay, I'm creating an object, right? I'm creating an object. But again, the thing you need to keep in mind, you need to remove this thing first. See, it is giving error, right? It is giving error. Why it is giving error guys? Same thing I told you. We are not passing any value, right? We are not passing with value. Also guys, you can see here. So if we have two constructor in your code, if you have two constructor, what, both are parameterized constructor only, yes or no? Both are parameterized. So line number 6, line number 10, you can see you have two parameters constructor, but type of the constructor is different, the type of the parameter is different guys. That's why you can see here you have two constructor, right? So add argument match int and add argument match int string. So this time I want to what execute this parameter as well. So guys, that thing I need to pass here. So by default already I mentioned you, by default the value of int is 0 and what, string is null, but I want to avoid this value. I want to print guys, I want to print this place as a 500, right? 500, and this place I want to print our channel name, right? Because this is a string. So I can print here Java mind what Techie. Yes or no? Okay. So I have passed as per our initialize the type of the parameter. Correct guy? And guy, now this thing I am going to hold in some other reference variable, right? So ref value. Right? So you understood it. Correct guy? Now I will run the application. We'll see the result is coming. What result is coming? So it's printing 500 German Techie or not. Correct guy? So in front of you, I will run the application. We'll see the result. What result is coming guy? So run as Java application. What issue is coming guy? One issue is coming here. We have done any mistake here? Okay, we have removed that bracket. Okay, no problem. So guys, see, now I will run the application in front of you and we'll see the result. What result is coming guys? Run as Java application. See guys, 500 Java mind Techie 100. But you may confuse why Amit this is running first, that is running second. So first it is printing. So guys, because I have called the show method after this creating. So if I will call what this thing before or this, the result will print first what? Result will print first guy what? This one. So give me 1 second. I will run the application. Will see result. What result is coming? See guys. Now you can see first 100 and 1000 coming. Why? Because in first case of the parameters considered, we are passing 100 and 1000. It is calling what? Show method. It is printing result. And second case, what? It will taking what? 500 as an integer value and Java and Techie as a string value, and it is printing this result. Yes or no guys? Okay. So guys, with these two things, what you understood? So once you're going to call the constructor, it will take the value from the parameter, right? So 500 as a int a value, string b means b is a Java and Techie as a string value, it will take, right? Then it will run this what? Then it will execute this what? Our value a and b. Whatever we are passing the value a and b corresponding, it will take, it will hold the value, it will print this result. Correct guys? Because I am mentioning here a will be holding x, b will be holding y, and I am going to print this x and y. Correct guys? Yes or no? So that is the our what? Parameterized constructor. That is our parameterized constructor. So how we are going to show the result if you are going to use the parameterized constructor? So guys, in the interview, if they may ask, hey, can you create more than one parameter constructor in your project, in your application, in your program? You can tell blindly yes, and you can show them this thing as well. Okay, so guys, please don't confuse anywhere. If you have any type of question, any concern, any doubt, please do me comment in the comment section. Okay, whenever I will get some time, I will address your comment. So that's it guys from this video. If you like the video guys, please like, share, subscribe guys. Right guys, especially you share my video among your friends guys, because if they will see such video, definitely they will get more benefited guys. They will get more knowledge, because such type of information, such type of content, okay, you need guys. If you want to give any interview, if you are going to attend any interview or a knowledge seek as well about a concrete knowledge about the what constructor, what is constructor, how many types of constructor, what is the purpose of constructor, what is the use of constructor. If you will know all these things, definitely your what confidence level will be too much high guy in the interview room as well as your knowledge seek, because you can tell to anyone, yes, I know the constructor concept very proper manner, right? And you can what explain to anyone if you know first yourself, right? If you know yourself first, the concept very well, then you can explain to anyone. Right, guys? That is why my motto, guys. So with the code base, what if you learn all these things, then it will what remember forever. So guys, that's it. Thank you. Definitely, guys, you just subscribe my channel and share among your friends and click the notification button, guys. Whenever I will upload any video, definitely you will get what the notification. Thank you, guys. Bye bye. We'll meet very soon in next video for next two what remaining uh that is remaining part, that is copy constructor and private constructor. That is also very important, guys. Thank you. Bye bye. We'll meet in next video very soon.